So much for joining us. Let's take a look at the MPC meeting, which is going to be held tomorrow. What's expected to come out of that meeting?
I think tomorrow's meeting comes against a backdrop of an environment where we are seeing a likelihood of rising interest rates. And so the market is really watching that to see what the central bank really signals to the market in terms of direction. We have the Kenyan bond, which is ongoing, and you know, likely other corporate debt issues which are coming up. And given the tightness of the market, there are a lot of players who are seeing interest rates likely to go up. But the central bank has been very, very keen to keep interest rates low, and it's been very successful at that over the last couple of years.
All right, let's see how it pans out tomorrow. Let's move over to Altec. It's increasing its stake in Kenya's KDN. What will this have an effect? How will this have effect KDN in the long term?
Well, you know, that's Kenya Data Networks. Kenya Data Networks operates in Kenya, and you know, the cable also extends to the fiber cable extends to Uganda, Rwanda, and the DR Congo. And you know, KDN has developed a very dominant position in provision of as a full service carrier, servicing other telecommunications firms and providing internet. And you know, it's, you know, even when we had the SEACOM, the undersea cable landing in Kenya, we saw KDN cutting its rate by about 90%. And it's just one of two other infrastructure providers which are really dominant in the region, the other being Telecom Kenya, controlled by France Telecom. So I think this is probably a step forward, you know, really investing in ICT. It's a region that has great potential and has been growing very rapidly in the last few years.
As much as this is going to have a great impact on the telecom sector going forward, how will the competitors take to it, like the likes of Safaricom, etc.?
I mean, you know, for KDN and Telecom Kenya, those are the two main competitors playing, you know, in that segment of providing services to the rest of the players. Safaricom, I know, actually does get a lot of services from KDN. And so the two would probably, you know, Telecom Kenya and KDN would probably be the players working on that segment, probably providing redundancy against each other, against failure. But for the other players, I think they'll probably look at playing a much more localized infrastructure positions. For example, we have Access Kenya playing within Nairobi, the metropolitan cable. We have Jambo Telecom again also doing that within Nairobi. So I think all in all, we'll see a lot of investments in the telecom sector. The main competitors, I think, especially on infrastructure provisions, will require a lot of synergies and sort of depending a lot on competitors to provide redundancy. And I think KDN will remain a dominant player.